It's Nolan.
It is a secret.
Yeah, pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Top rank higher than the satellite. Good luck, find something better. Better do a search with a black light. Work so hard, need a raise. I been saving up like a terabyte. I'm young, play no game. Never seen trouble on paradise. Yeah, pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Yeah, pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Yeah, pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Step in the ring, it's a massacre. Never can match with the stamina. You overstepping parameters, but that's only building my character. Dismantling all of my challenges, cause I'm about to checking the balances. If I get the word, it's a problem. Just drop me the pen and I bet I'm a silencer. Jamie, baby, I'm fantastic. I be calling plays like a John man. Got your girl, I'm a crabmatic. I don't hear you talking, all I hear is static. Young boys, I be false flagging. I just swing the wood like a log cabin. Drop them off like a bad habit. Got my third eye, Mr. Manhattan. No respect, trying to play both sides. Let the chips fall like a clothesline. I be young talking with the bullseye. You be slow licking like a course light. Came a long way from the far side. Wake up every morning with the foresight. I can lead the path like a tour guide. Homie, I'm blessed, niggas on hype. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Top rank higher than the satellite. Good luck, find something better. Better do a search with a black light. Work so hard, need a raise. I been saving up like a terabyte. I'm young, play no game. Never seen trouble on paradise. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. That's right. Tell 'em. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Okay. Go tell 'em. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. Pound for pound, I'm the greatest. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. If you enjoyed that intro, that song is called Pound for Pound, and that's actually a record that I created for a wrestler. So that's not actually a song like for nothing. That's an entrance song that I created for a wrestler called Jamie Baby. He's overseas. I think he's Australian or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He's not an American wrestler. But, just giving y'all, you know what I mean? Your boy be out here working. I made that song a couple years ago. And I was like, I always like this track. Just want to show it. Anyway, let's get into this particular show. All right. So we're going to be getting into Cam Newton's Fear of Marriage. As we know, he's with Jasmine Brown, a.k.a. WatchJazzy. She just recently had a child with him. They've been together for a little while now. And he just did a podcast where he talked about not wanting to be married or taking his sweet ass time to be married. But yet he does not take time to plant seeds, and seeds as in have children with women, as he has 8 with 3 different women. Okay. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into his, I don't know if they're engaged or if she's just his living girlfriend, Miss Jazzy, and her joy to serve, right? She put out a video basically cooking for the family and getting everything together for Cam, and I think one or some of his children that were out with him. She's cooking, doing Taco Tuesday, and then she gets into this whole tangent about how much she enjoys serving and being a servant and, catering to her family and her household, which to some people seems to be a controversial take, especially since she's doing these things for Cam, who does not seem to be interested in putting a ring on her finger. Okay, we're going to get into that. We're also going to be getting into Big Sean. He's got an album dropping. As a matter of fact, his album is dropping this week. So it'll be out this weekend, as a matter of fact. And he kind of got emotional on IG Live talking about it. And it kind of put some things in perspective with me as far as Big Sean is concerned. I feel like for many people in hip hop, he's kind of become like a laughed at type of person. Being that he has not been able to be accepted as like one of the big 3 of his generation, his era. People seem to kind of take Big Sean for a joke. despite how serious he may be, despite switching up the subject matter and taking more of a mental health type of approach with a lot of his music over the years, it seems that he still gets looked at as a joke. And again, he got kind of emotional talking about this particular rollout of this new project. So I'm going to play video of that and try to, decipher where some of those emotions are coming from. And then we're also going to get into Miss Ari Lennox. She came out and was very transparent about the fact that she's going through some tax issues. You know what I mean? She owes taxes to the IRS. And she basically came out and said that she's going to be doing some ungodly things. I'm just playing. But she's going to be doing whatever she can to take measures to pay off what it is that she owes Uncle Sam. Okay? Those are the three subjects of today's video. And we're going to start with Cam. All right? So let's go ahead and just pull up an abridged version, because this is a long interview out there. If you want to go check it out, you can check it out on his channel. But this is like 2 minutes of the situation wrapped up so that you can kind of get an idea of Cam Newton's views on marriage, relationships, children, the whole nine. He says that he wants to continue being fruitful when it comes to having children. And it's like, okay, well, what about a wife? Let's go.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
them. I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So, as you had said, Dr. Brian, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active, okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent, they are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all, will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. To say that I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still gonna be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody. And then I'm gonna build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're gonna feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy.
Dr. Brian got in your ass, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. She got up in it. Pause. Okay? Now, I know a lot of men out there don't like hearing these types of conversations, right? Because a lot of men out there have a lot of kids, you know? A lot of men out there have kids with multiple women, you know what I mean? And it's just seen as regular, seen as normal, seen as whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to criticize nobody who got kids with multiple people. That shit is here nor there with me. I don't give a fuck, man. What you do with your personal life, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just about the intent. Were you really serious with this person before you had a child with him? Or did y'all slip up and just, you know what I mean, just go do whatever, right? Did you see a future with this person? Did you really have an intention on building a household with that person? I think in most cases, if you really were entrenched into it and like had a serious relationship going and you really thought that this person could be the mother of your child and you saw that ahead of time and it happened, kudos. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of motherfuckers are finding themselves victims of just their own lack of self-control. And to that, I can't be empathetic or sympathetic to. I understand it, but that doesn't mean that we're going to give you no points or cut you no slack on that, because at the end of the day, whatever happens with adults is what happens with adults. It's about children. When children are being neglected, either in time, resources, things that they need, right? When any or all of those things are missing in the pot and you're contributing to that thing being missing, it's your fault. It's going to be your fault from birth to whenever they go off to do their own thing. That could be 18, it could be 21, it could be 25, it could be 32, depending on, you know, your household or the mother who's probably raising the child in their discretion. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of guys, we try to change narratives, right? Past 5 years, we've got guys coming out talking about we're the prize, we're the ones that make the decisions, we're this, we're that, we don't get enough love, we don't get enough, you know what I'm saying? You got the creation of the term high value man and all this different type of shit, all of these ways to empower men. And I'm all for empowering ourselves as men, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an anti-man, but I hate a lot of niggas. I'll be honest about it. But when you create all of these scenarios to empower yourself or make yourself, you know, seem like you're in power or make it seem like you're important, and we all are important, there also needs to come a hefty side, hell, entree, let's be real, a hefty entree of accountability for your actions, your decisions, the role that you play in not only your life, but those around you, whether that be women or the children that you create. Now, Cam, for most people, especially for most men, he's going to get a lot of slack because he's rich. He played in the NFL for over a decade, right? He's a high sought after athlete. A lot of women threw themselves at him. A lot of women probably wanted to set him up and have a child with him that would secure their future financially from child support. I think he had a child support issue, right? I think he had a former baby mama who, you know, when things didn't go as planned, he revoked her access to a vehicle or some shit like that, right? I don't know, Cam. I ain't got no issue with Cam. I'm just saying these are the things that have been publicly plastered out there about him, right? So those things don't make no sense, right? If just because you're in a relationship and it don't work out, you gonna take the car back? She still got to do what she got to do. Do she not work? Do she not got to take care of the kids? Do she not got to pick up groceries and shit? You Instacart it. Come on, man. And that's why Dr. Bryant is valid in what she's saying in terms of selfishness, because you make selfish decisions. And had you not allowed yourself to be placed into this situation, or I'll go a step further and not create this situation that you're in, you wouldn't have to revoke access to a vehicle. You wouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have to pay no child support on a child because you wouldn't have them. Now, clearly he doesn't regret having any children because he wants more. But what are you doing for them outside of being the rich dad? Because being a rich dad, awesome. I'm sure a lot of people wish they had that. But there's other shit that comes with that too. Do you know him? Has he put any kind of guidance into your life? Has he showed you anything? Has he taught you anything of use that you're gonna go into adulthood with? Right? Where are we setting the standard? Now, of course, these his kids, these his baby mamas, is his life. Hey man, whatever the fuck they do, that's on them. But again, if the children are suffering in any capacity, it needs to be rectified. And the more you have out there, the less time you're spending in each of these households, the less access they're going to have to dad. We're not talking about dad's gifts. We're talking about dad. Don't FaceTime me about the lesson of the day, nigga. Sometimes I need you here to actually tailor make what we talking about for what I got going on. I need to know that you really give a fuck, right? I don't need you wagging your fucking finger from across the world, nigga. Where you at? But you know, people got words on that. People have opinions. Everybody is justified in their opinion. I'm not finna argue with niggas. I know some people gonna be mad, right? But then we've got Miss Jazzy, who came out, and again, she was preparing dinner and stuff, and she decided, I guess, to come out, and it seemed very timely that he just went viral over the past couple days for this interview. And then she comes out talking about serving. So I feel like she was putting this out there to show solidarity and support for her man, to let it be known, I'm here, I'm rocking, we taking care of these kids, these babies. Fuck what you're talking about. That's what it seems like to me. Okay? She's been catching some flack and feedback about this.
Yes, as you know, Taco Tuesday is a holiday in this house. And my baby's helping me cook. We got the quesadillas, the yellow rice, the pico, the chalupas are made to order. The special tacos are made to order. Everything else here is done. Chopped up the lettuce real thin like I like it. Everything is good to go. I'm just waiting for everybody to get home so they can have a hot meal after practice. And it's up and it's stuck. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Now that everything is done, I'm gonna put my baby to sleep. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what brings you guys joy, but it really brings me joy to serve. I love being a servant. I love to serve. It just brings me joy. I love it. I love serving. I love it. I love it. I don't give a damn. I'll be up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, cooking breakfast, serving. I just love that. I love it. Yeah, it's like, it just gives me purpose. And now with the new baby, now I just feel even more purposeful, especially like when I breastfeed. I feel so full of life. I love it. I love it. All right, come on, baby. Let's go night-night.
All right, so I've seen Jazzy catching a lot of flack for this video online. And to be honest, I don't really understand where the negative energy is coming from towards her. She's doing what she enjoys doing. As a mother, she's doing what she's supposed to do. As a woman that decided to accept Cam Newton and his 8 kids, if all of them coming home from football practice, she's doing what she's supposed to do by providing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying supposed to do as in she's in a woman's place. I'm just saying, when you get in a relationship, man or woman, with a man or woman that has children, and you expect to be there long term, you're going to have to accept their children. You're going to have to provide for said children in some form or fashion, right? Unless your partner says, nah, you could just do you, baby. I got this. But at some point, they're going to look at you like, why you don't interact with my kids? Why you don't interact? You know what I'm saying? You got a problem? You holding some resentment? What's going on? Why you acting funny? Why you being weird to me? So I feel like she's there. She's living in it. She's embracing it. That's what she's supposed to do. If she had an issue with it, she should take it up with Cam and they will get that sorted out. Right? Taco Tuesday, man. I also see some people that's just taking shots at her for using the word servant, like she serves him like she's a home slave. This kind of lets me know, and this is no judgment here, but you probably never been to church. You know, a lot of people who would use the word servant and serve in modern time, you probably learned that from the church because that's what you pick up. You know what I'm saying? To be Christ-like, you must serve the community. You know what I'm saying? Or you serve thy neighbor. All of these different things, right? And all that means is to show up and do acts of goodwill and kindness. That's all serving is. If people can't comprehend that, I am afraid of what our next generation is going to look like. Literacy rates are down. Comprehension is down. I deal with it a lot in the comments. But if serve and to be a servant to your family is an offensive terminology in 2024, I fear the future. Now, I understand there's some people out there that feel like right message, wrong nigga, right? They hate the fact that she's taking on this role for Cam Newton. Some people also feel that she's acting outside of herself, as if she's dimming her light to be a servant to Cam Newton, because many years prior, we saw her being active in entertainment, right? We saw her pursuing her career on Instagram and TikTok and doing skits, right? At a certain point, she took the skits and became an actual on-stage comedian. She was touring on stage, right? I think the last time I really seen her active, she was, in her acting bag. She was on the show Zatima. She did an actual good job on that show. Hate that show just because of all of the weird interactions and the fucked up dialogue. But her character on that show, she did a really good job being a hoochie. You know what I'm saying? And if you've never seen the show, you're going to think it's funny, but that's she played a hoochie. Thirsty hoochie. But other than that, we haven't really seen her super active, right? She did some interviews and stuff talking about how this relationship with Cam has transformed her in a lot of ways. And I think a lot of people are under the belief that the transformation that she's undergone is due to brainwashing via Cam Newton. I can't say that to be a thing. There's a lot of people who was out here running the streets, out here couldn't be tamed, doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. They met the right person. They met the person that actually brought out the nurturer in them, and they decided to embrace that. Plus, she's no longer hustling for herself, right? Some people ain't gonna like this. Some people gonna, you know what I mean? I know there's some fiercely independent women out there that may take issue with this, right? Do you? But for her, it seems that when she was busting her ass as a comedian, busting her ass in entertainment, she probably, most likely, had a cup that was not being filled, right? Because in entertainment, money is scarce, right? You can show up and do a lot of great things, but you might not be getting compensated greatly in order to do those things, right? That's not to say that she came out here looking for a Cam Newton or a athlete to change her life. But whatever brought them together is what brought them together. And he's provided her the opportunity to do what she's doing, to where she ain't got to bust her ass to make you laugh, right? Comedy is a very volatile business anyway, because one minute you're funny, the next niggas say you're unfunny, and anything else you do funny from that point, they're going to say it's not funny. That is a very volatile career. You say the wrong joke, and people are going to say you're every phobe in the book. It is a volatile career. So if she feels like I've got comfort, stability in my situation, I love this nigga, I love his kids, I'm here to serve, we're going to have a great ass time in this house. And if I get opportunities that come across my desk, I get to be a little bit more selective about the things that I take on, and I'm still going to step out and do what I do, then fucking kudos to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, two things can be true. Cam could be fucked up, right? In his ideology. Cam may also breathe life into that side of her that she maybe yearned to be, but she couldn't based on her single status or based on her hustle, where she like, I can't do that right now. It's not in my cards. I gotta do this. He provides a level of security to say, you don't gotta do that, right? You do it when you do it. You do it when it's convenient to you. Because you ain't gotta hustle like that. The money's there. You can do whatever you want. That can be true as well. Now, if it comes out at a later time that she feels that she was taking on a role that was like abnormal and she comes out and admits that or says it to us, then that's something that can be addressed and we can, then dissect the signs. But it does not seem to me that she's just some downtrodden housewife that's just letting the days go by unhappily. That's just me saying it. You can feel how you feel. But I see a lot of people that are even just mad at the fact that she's serving a nigga. Right? And I think that's weird because if you're in a relationship with a partner of any sort, man, woman, whatever, at some point in your relationship, you should be aiming to serve, right? Whether that be in the form of food, whether that be in the form of, okay, you have an event coming up. What do you need me to do, right? Do I need to be there to support you? Do I need to take on some extra things around the house so that you don't have to worry about it? So you can focus on what you have coming up? You're about to take a trip? Fuck, man. Like, there's an endless amount of ways that you can step in and serve to be of service, because that's all you're doing is being of service for your partner to be supportive. If you're somebody who feels like that is too much or feel like that's abnormal, the joke is on you, not her. Let's move on with the show. Big Sean emotional about his new album. Let's get into that. This whole rollout for Big Sean has been unfortunate. When he started dropping singles at the top of the year, earlier this year, and the Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle took off, overshadowed his music. Crazy stuff, man. And ever since then, the people just haven't been like checking for Sean. He did that interview with Charlemagne, talked about, how he viewed himself as a big three artist and he doesn't feel like niggas is, giving him the credit he deserves. All of these different things, talking about, different relationships, relationship with Kendrick, relationship with Kanye, all this type stuff. And it seems that Big Sean has just constantly gotten the short end of the stick. He got robbed by Kanye for millions. He took less than what he was owed because he didn't want to go through the formalities of suing him and taking him to court. People believe that every time that Big Sean puts a release date for his music together, Kendrick Lamar is going to find a way to overshadow it. It's just been crazy. So, as he's got this new album, Better Me Than You, coming, he kind of broke down a little bit.
The whole concept of the album, though, is like better me than you. So it's like when you go through your shit, it's like you the one who can handle it. So that's the concept of the album. So that's why I always remember, like, because it gets hard, your faith get tested for sure. People can, when you make art, you put your heart into this shit, so. I'm gonna take my time. Had to gather myself. But like I was saying, when you make art, you put a lot into it. And, I definitely am a chronic overworker, overthinker, and I've been dedicating a lot of my life to it. And I don't really try and read into what people ever say, too. It's like, it's hard because you do care about your so... I try and stay focused on the path of keeping the music focused on what I want to do, no matter what people think. So it's like, sometimes if you read into too much shit, like the internet could suck the fun out just anything you do. So it's just like, as an artist, expressing yourself is just important to me to stay on that path.
All right. Now, y'all saw Big Sean got choked up. He had to turn around. He ended up walking off and having to get himself composed. He didn't want to cry on camera and stuff, man. I feel for Sean. You know, I feel like the discography that he has, maybe one day it'll be appreciated. I think he's done enough to kind of earn himself some goodwill in the eyes of fans. But because he hasn't achieved to the same level as J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, he gets kind of put in this category like he's lesser than. Like he can't rap as well or whatever. I think for the most part, he raps at, I wouldn't say equal level, but if he's just below them, that's still damn good. He's a damn good rapper. You know what I'm saying? I still firmly stand behind that Precision record that he dropped during the midst of the beef was a dope ass song. I liked it a lot. Shooting my shot like, hey, then the trigger like, hey, like, I fucked with that. He was saying some shit. He bodied his verse on Eminem's album. Some of the stuff he's been releasing up to this point, Little Lucy's and whatnot, he's rapping well. The shit he's saying is dope. But it's just not getting the attention. I think one reason he's not getting the attention is why the fuck are you still on Def Jam? That's offensive to me. And not because it's Def Jam, because I respect Def Jam. They've got a whole lineage of successful, legendary, iconic artists that have left their fingerprint not on just hip hop, but on the world. But Def Jam in 2024, my brother, that is a terrible move. I think he had the opportunity to go elsewhere. He got, he fulfilled his contract with Good Music. He's been managed by Rock Nation for many years. He accepted new management this year, which is still a division of Rock Nation, but he has a new manager, new personal manager. But I have not seen Def Jam really invest in Big Sean where he needs it the most. Big Sean needs marketing and promotion. Every time Big Sean drops something, I only see it posted on his page or some white kid on Twitter reposting it from his page. Now, we get a lot of information via these white kids, but record labels still have a job to do. And for whatever reason, there's nothing moving. We don't have an official single from the Big Sean project, although he's released music. If Precision is supposed to have been a single, we didn't see nobody working it. It's just not a good situation. I wish he could leave. I wish he would leave. I wish he would have took the opportunity when he had it. I don't know if he found himself in a first right of refusal deal or what. But I'm pissed for you, Sean. And if you took an advance because maybe you needed it, because I don't know your financial situation. If they gave you a hefty advance to stay there, but they haven't put anything towards your project, I would be very angry. But I think that's the biggest problem. He makes good songs. He makes good music. He makes palatable songs that are radio friendly. He makes music that's women friendly a lot of times, especially the collabs he does with his woman, Jhené Aiko. But for whatever reason, every move Sean makes, it just does not translate well. And it's only been that way for like, what was the last album that like really got love from Sean? Let me see. It ain't been that long since he got love from the public. But it seemed like it's been fucking centuries. So I decided was received well. That was actually a really good album. And that was 2017. Detroit 2, this was like the beginning of the fall. It got delayed a lot because of COVID and all that stuff, and he put it out during the heart of COVID. It came out September 4th, 2020. Nobody was really thinking about Big Sean like that, but it still sold 100,000 first week. You know what I'm saying? He then came with his project with Hit Boy, 2021. That one didn't perform very well. It was okay. He was spitting on that motherfucker, but it was like an EP. Didn't really translate that well. And for the last 3 years, he's been sitting in this not translating well position. I don't know. Looks like Def Jam gave him his own label deal. FF to Def is his new company. You could have got that from any company, bro. You didn't have to go to Def Jam because they are not doing you any help. And I personally believe because they're not doing shit is why your music is being perceived as if you ain't doing shit, which is why people talk about you or think about you in a very little bro-ish type of way, which is affecting you in an emotional way. And I understand it. But you need to get the fuck away from them guys at Def Jam. They are terrible. These niggas have a new president and CEO every 6 to 8 months. These motherfuckers play musical chairs more than elementary school children. Get the fuck out of that building. I don't give a fuck how much money they offer you. Because your legacy play, you've been in the game since, shit. My first sighting of Big Sean was what, 2007, 8? So you've got damn near 15 in this bitch. It's about legacy at this point. Yeah, you got to feed your family. But your legacy is what's going to help you continue to feed your family. But it's fucked up, man. He's finding himself in. I don't think I've seen a rapper cry 2 days before their album come out because they, trying to still find a fan base after being here for so long. That's interesting to me. We're not gonna stay on Sean too long. What else we got on the thing? Ari Lennox and tax issues. Let's go ahead and pull up what she had to say, and we'll address this. I'm just gonna play the audio because it's not like she was on camera anyway.
I'm just gonna tell you all my business. I need to pay this IRS. So, the strange things I'm finna do for change. Just so I can just break even. I'm gonna go crazy. And then we start anew. And then we start paying stuff off. And then we start saving. And then we retire. That is the motherfucking goal. This album about the IRS coming soon, absolutely not. They have been gentle with me and didn't take anything of mine. So I will not be starting a beef with them. We do not have no beef. I am paying them back. Okay, I'm paying them. And I'm about to finna be caught up.
All right. So Ari Lennox is another artist that unfortunately has found herself in a very interesting position, right? Ari Lennox has a pretty big, she's a known and respected artist. We'll say that much. I wouldn't say she has a huge fan base, but she has a fan base. She has a niche audience, right? She's kind of like alternative R&B neo soul artist, and she kind of fits somewhere in the intersection of, she's not exactly a Summer Walker type, but she's in the building somewhere. She's not a Coco Jones type, but she's in the building somewhere. She's not a, you know what I'm saying? She's not a SZA, but she's around the corner. Right? So with Ari Lennox, we've seen that she went on tour last year with Rod Wave and loathed the entire experience. Right? And she took that opportunity to go on tour with Rod Wave because she needed the money. So now we've got Ari Lennox here, and she came out and admitted that verbatim. I'm not making that up. She said she needed the money. So now she's in a space here, 2024, where she's a little behind on her taxes, what she owes, and that's actually pretty standard, you know what I mean? Especially for entrepreneurs and people that file your own taxes and, you know, pay off your quarterly shit or quarterly estimates and all of that type of stuff. It's not like your job where all your taxes come out primarily on your paycheck. You ain't got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, you are a gig worker. You're a contractor. So you have to handle all of those things yourself. You have to file it yourself. Unless, you know, of course, you're going to have your own people that work on this with you, if you do. But you're not going to get no refunds. Like, that's over with. So now, only thing you're going to get is what you owe. You can reduce what you owe by having deductibles and, you know, write-offs, but you still going to owe. So when she says she's going to be doing strange things for some change to pay this off, you probably can expect to see Ari Lennox taking a lot of gigs. She's probably going to be taking a lot of gigs that for the past couple years she was either fielding, declining, or on the fence about whether or not she should accept because she's got to make this money. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing Ari Lennox doing, you know, video shout outs for people. Remember Cameo and all that different shit where you could pay a celebrity to give you a birthday shout out or say your business name. Oh yeah, congratulations on starting your new business. I'm wishing you all the best. $250 please, $500 please, $1,500. Wouldn't be surprised if she start pulling. I just don't want to see her pop out on OnlyFans. You know, I want you to still redeem, you know, your light. We don't want to see you dim your light to get this money up. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I can imagine she's gonna start taking on gigs because that's one of the quickest, easiest ways for an artist to make the most amount of money is to do shows. Putting out an album, that's slow money if you ever receive any money for doing an album. Only money artist gets for an album really is if you get an advance. All right, time for another album. We'll give you, you know, here's $150,000. Here's $100,000. Here's $80K. You know what I'm saying? But that'll be the last money you get, only money you get off of everything. You know what I'm saying? So if she does put out an album, that might be some incentive, you know, just to kind of put in the pot. Expect those shows. Maybe she's had some TV gigs or something that she hasn't really taken because she didn't feel like she wanted to be on TV or in the film industry, but maybe some Hollywood motherfuckers, maybe an Issa Rae or somebody may have reached out. I don't know. Maybe she can start licensing some of her music. You know, Pressure was a very popular song that can always be licensed. Get some of that Pressure money. It's a lot of pressure, you know what I'm saying? It's tough. But ultimately, I wish her all the best. It's a tough position to sit in. But when the IRS come knocking, you gotta figure it out. You gotta put something on the board. You can't show up empty-handed, or else your hand might end up in cuffs. So again, wishing Ari all the best. Let me know what y'all think of all these things down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.